Guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Before we get into the video, I want to say I was on a little bit of a vacation. I am now 29 years old, so I spent a week and a half kind of just doing my own thing with my girlfriend. We had a great time, but I am now back streaming. If you want to join, you can join these lovely people. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but I am back making videos. So there was a little bit of a hiatus. I know I just posted a video, but that was from before, but now we are back. Alrighty? So I just want to say that. So again, if you want to join the stream, we would love to have you. There will be a link in the description. Alrighty, so today we are going to be talking about a creator we have talked about and actually talked to on the channel quite a few times. So we're going to be talking about Alexandra Rodriguez, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm having gastric bypass surgery. So we're going to go over what she says and the things that she, why she decides to get this surgery. I do want to say, like, if you're not familiar, I would say check out the videos that I made in the past. But the reason that this is such a big deal for so many people is that in the past she's been very like body positive and like, oh, I don't want to get surgeries. And there was a pretty big scandal where she ended up getting like a tummy tuck, got rid of part of her stomach, and she didn't disclose that with her her viewers. And I know that might sound weird if you have no idea what's going on, but again, when you're claiming that you're body positive and you get a surgery and then people call you out for it and then you say that you didn't get the surgery, it was a big deal, right? So that's why this is being covered, and that's why so many people are curious about this. So that's why we are talking about it. Alrighty? All right, enough with the the before. Let's get into the video.
Hey guys, oh my gosh, I've sat down to film this now like 4 times and I am nervous. I'm having a hard time articulating all the things that are on my heart. I'm just gonna talk to you guys. I'm just gonna talk to you guys because that's how I started my channel. That's what I built this channel on, just talking to you and being vulnerable with you. So let's be vulnerable. Okay. As you can tell by the title of this, I am having gastric bypass surgery. When you're watching this, I will be in surgery. I didn't post this before the surgery because I didn't want to read a bunch of negative stuff and get in my head about it.
Honestly, like that right there, I think that's probably was a good idea because I'm assuming she was going to go through with it regardless, right? So I personally feel like that was probably the best decision to do. Just be like, yo, I'm getting the surgery, and then you're already getting the surgery while the video is posted. So you're not dealing with a bunch of people leaving a bunch of comments. So I personally feel like that's actually quite a good idea.
Have been working, with my surgery program for the last few months, and I didn't want to share it. I have so much to say. I don't want to make this channel and all my platforms a weight loss thing. I even regret doing that in the past. I don't want to show before and afters and make it all about weight loss because I feel like I'm so much more than that. And that's not something people always want to see.
So here, this is, something that you hear a lot, and I personally don't even really disagree with this. Why I'm saying that is because we've talked about this many times in the past. I know that Jaclyn Hill right now, we've talked about her. She's currently like doing a whole series, which, she's a lot of the titles are like she's regretting doing, like sharing her weight loss online, right? And this is stuff that I've talked about so many times. It is incredibly hard and toxic to share your weight loss online, especially for her because Alexandra has been through so many different scandals for losing weight and getting the surgery, all of this stuff, right? So there's going to be so many opinions and stuff that people have to say. I mean, I guess I'm one of them, right? That it makes it something that's already difficult. Losing weight is hard, right? It's this thing that's already really difficult. You have an added layer of, one, you want to do well for the people that are following because you want to prove to them that you can lose the weight. But then you also have this group of people that if you end up not losing the weight, they're like, oh, I told you so. See, you're doing this wrong. You should have done this. You should have done that. So I can understand being like, I don't want this entire thing, my entire channel to be about losing weight, right? But again, she has done it in the past. So there's always going to be those people that are following that are interested in that, right?
I want to share all the stuff I still love to share, beauty, fashion, my life, But the reason I'm making this video is because it was a huge mistake not sharing my tummy tuck. That is my biggest regret. And I did that out of fear. And I'm not gonna let that happen again with this because my body most likely will be changing.
So I think that just personally, I think that this is, you know, one, pretty obvious, but a good thing to say and good to put out there to be like, yo, I made a mistake and I regret doing that, right? And I can understand, I think the reason why she was afraid to share this stuff, one, there are so many people making speculations and saying, oh, I think you got the surgery, blah, blah, blah. But on top of that, like for a long time, it was very much so I'm body positive, my size, I don't care about, you know, how big I look. I don't care about this stuff. I'm positive about my body. I love my body. I'm always, always positive, right? And this is one of the biggest issues when it comes to like we've kind of talked about toxic body positivity, because no one, and I truly believe this, no one on the planet is truly always positive about their body. Everyone has something they're maybe not super happy about, and I don't think that that is necessarily an evil thing. Like, obviously, yes, it can become very bad and people can get very focused on these little things, but just being yourself and being like, yeah, there's some things that I maybe don't love about my body, that's not a bad thing, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. Just like her getting the surgery to get rid of, you know, a part of her stomach, I personally, like, if that's something you want to do, I have zero issues with it, and I think it's crazy that other people might, right? Where this turned into a big deal was getting a surgery and then just acting like it never happened and yet continuing to post like you didn't get the surgery. Again, we've gone into that ad nauseum. We've actually had conversations with her in person, so there's no reason to go too far into that. But again, I think that's why she was afraid, was because she was like, if I get this surgery, am I no longer going to be body positive, right? And I think that that's a problem. You shouldn't be afraid to do something for yourself if you think it's going to make yourself happy, right?
Relatively rapidly, and you guys deserve to know why that's happening. You guys know I had lap band done 12 years ago when I was 16. I'm 28 now.
That's actually crazy to hear, because I almost got the lap band, which is basically like this thing that squeezes part of your stomach, or I think it's part of your intestine. I don't remember, because I think I was 15, maybe 14 when I almost got this lap band. I went into this like big panel thing. It was at UCSD. They were doing tests for kids. It was going to be completely covered, and I was really thinking about doing it, but then they said I couldn't drink soda, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Truly, that was like one of the main reasons. But so I actually didn't end up getting it, but I was really close. I went later and saw a doctor just specifically about that. I told them that I was like 80% sure about getting it, and they were like, whoa, that's actually really good to hear, because a lot of the kids, this is kind of sad to hear, but a lot of the kids were going in, they were like, you know, my age, maybe even younger, and they were like, I 100% want to do this. I don't care about any of the side effects. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to get this thing. Right? And I think that goes into a lot of people, which we'll get into later, is a lot of people think that getting weight loss surgery is 100% going to make you lose weight. It does not work like that. It might help you lose weight at the start, but you absolutely can gain that weight back, or maybe not even lose the amount that you thought you were going to lose. That definitely happens. It's not, getting a weight loss surgery is not a one silver bullet, just bam, now the weight's off and you're good to go. You still have to put in work. Right? So I think that that's something important, that when we talk about weight loss surgeries, people just think, oh, you got surgery, you didn't even have to try. It's not that simple. Weight loss surgery certainly makes it easier, and I hope that doesn't sound mean, but like, of course it does. Why would you get surgery if it didn't make it easier, right? But it doesn't make it just like you don't have to do anything, right?
I had it removed a couple years later. It was awful. I guess they don't even really do them anymore. But it was really rough. It was very uncomfortable, and it wasn't sustainable for me long term. And as you guys know, I have struggled with my weight my entire life, and something I really want to clarify and drive home here is that I am not having the surgery to look different. I do not care. For the first time in my life, I don't care. I don't care how I look. I finally feel totally comfortable with the way I look. I think I dress cute. I think I look cute, but I am not feeling good. Over the last year, I've started to develop really bad lower back pain, knee pain, and ankle pain.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop it right here, because this is something that I'm not going to say that I don't believe her, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say has nothing to do with what she's saying here. But if you want to lose weight because you think it will make you look better, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that you should have to explain that away. You shouldn't have to say, oh, maybe I want to look better, but mainly it's because my knees and my back and my this and my that and this thing and that thing and that thing and that thing, right? I think that you can want to lose weight because you think it will make you, quote unquote, look better, and that's totally fine. On the flip side, do I think that if that's the only reason, will you be successful maybe? It's hard to say, because losing weight, especially if it's a significant amount, is really hard. It's really, really difficult. Trust me, it's not impossible, but it's really hard. And so if the only reason you're doing it is because you want to, quote unquote, look better, maybe that's a strong enough reason for some people, but I know for a lot of people, it's not enough. But if it's one of the reasons, right? If it's, I want to look better, but also my knees are hurting. I want to have children, which she gets into later. I want to be there for my family, yada, 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 all of these other things. And it's one of the reasons. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you shouldn't feel bad about wanting to lose weight to look better, as well as improve your quality of life, XYZ, whatever other reason, right? This is something that I see a lot, especially now when people talk about they want to lose weight. They try and make it very clear. I don't care about how I look. I don't care about how I look. I don't care about how I look. And again, if that's true, then that's you do you. But if you do care about how you look, and that's one of the reasons you want to lose weight because you want to fit in this kind of clothes or whatever, I don't think that makes you a bad person. That's all I'm trying to say there.
That's something that I've never felt before. And that was a huge reality check for me. And it really hit me when, Yar and I were talking about starting a family. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I can't. I mean, I could, but I don't think I would be comfortable. I honestly don't think I would feel good at all carrying a child, like with the lower back pain and the knee pain that I've been feeling. And that was a huge, huge moment for me. I'm like, I think I need to put my health first. And it's a sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice, because ultimately we're both ready to be parents. Like, we feel it in our hearts, like we want a baby. You're not able to try for a baby until a year after gastric bypass, even to try. So having to put that on hold was a really, really, really hard decision. But I know I need to get some of this excess weight off me, because I'm not feeling good anymore. This is all about health for me. It's all about health for me. I did WW last year. Was it last year at this point? I don't even know. I lost 50, gained back 70. I'm just exhausted with this uphill battle. And
so what she's saying right there is, she did WW, which again, we've talked about in the past. She lost 50 pounds, gained back 70. So she's gained 20 pounds, right? And this is, again, I just want to make it clear, and I'm sure she knows this, but she doesn't really go into it very much. The reason I'm saying this is for people that are watching, okay? So if you're watching this video, if you're watching the stream, and you don't know much about weight loss surgeries, gastric bypass, VSG, again, it's not a magic bullet. Like, you do have to put in the work. So I'm sure she knows that, because she's been, like she said, she went, a lot of these surgeries you have to go through like literally months of working with doctors where they tell you what you need to be doing and they let you know what it's going to look like. But for those of you that don't know much about it, weight loss surgery is not a magic pill. It's not going to fix it. You have to put in that work, right? So I just want to make that very, very clear. Like, WW, even though I'm not the biggest fan, we've made that very clear, right? If you put in the work and you put in the time and you make sure that you're in a caloric deficit and you learn all that stuff, it's not going to fail. You're going to have success, right? But sometimes it doesn't work, right? And that's what I just want to make it very clear, that surgery doesn't just make it work 100% of the time. It's not. There are a lot of people that get weight loss surgery that gain it back.
I know major part of my family has had gastric bypass and had great results. I know a lot of people won't believe it. A lot of it for me is genetic. I recently figured out from a doctor that one of the medications I've been on for the last couple years contributed to the weight gain or making it harder to lose weight. And I'm not trying to make excuses.
So there are definitely medications, especially if you're a woman, that can make it more difficult to lose weight. The genetic thing, there's research being done about this. I personally, for me, it's one of those things. The reason I don't really talk much about it is because it's something that you can't control, right? Your genetics. I used to joke and say I had a shirt that said "Born to be big" on it. Like, I felt like I was genetically, like there was something wrong with me. I would joke around, oh, I don't have a metabolism. My metabolism is broken. I was born without one. And so because I would focus on those things, it gave me a reason in my head as to why I couldn't lose the weight. And so I was able to live in that life, live that lifestyle thinking, well, even if I tried to lose the weight, I can't because I'm genetically, predispositioned to be this size. And so that's why I don't like to talk about that. I don't like people focusing on it because you absolutely, regardless of what your genetics might be, you can lose weight. For most people, unless you, there are definitely some conditions that make it more difficult, but even with those things, you can still lose weight. PCOS, endometriosis, all of those things, right? Those mess with your hormones, especially for women, and it makes it more difficult. It does not make it impossible. If it's something that you want to do, if you want to lose weight, that's what this video is for the people. If you want to lose weight, you don't have to. It's not, you do you. You live your life. If you want to lose weight and you have those things, you still can. It just might be a little bit more difficult.
But I definitely believe these are contributing factors. But at the end of the day, whatever, I don't feel good. I'm just ready to feel good and get in a good place so I can start a family. And that's the bottom line. I don't care about being thin. I don't expect or care or want to come out of this skinny. I just want to be the healthiest and happiest Alex I can be. And I'm done with the battle. I'm done with the battle. I'm sick of not feeling good.
So this right here was what kind of, it makes me a little nervous. I don't know if it's just because I know that she's nervous and maybe she's not using the correct terms, but saying you're done with the battle, that scares me because there still is a huge battle that's going to be taking place. Like, I know I keep beating it over your heads, but it's not surgery and then you're good to go. There's a lot of work that has to be done after the surgery is over. And then, there are a lot of people that get these surgeries and over the years, they literally are able to stretch their stomach out to where it was before, right? So that's why I say these surgeries aren't a magic pill, because if you don't put in the work afterwards, it's not a magic bullet. So that just worries me hearing that I'm done with the battle, because there still is a lot that has to happen. That's all I'm trying to say here. That's it.
And being in this program the last few months has, prepped me for this. There's been so much, behind the scenes, a lot of doctor appointments, just a ton of appointments. It's definitely a journey. I didn't document it because it was a lot, and I also just didn't want to force all of that on you guys. But I did know I needed to sit down and make this video and have an honest conversation so you guys would understand where I'm coming from, my thought process, why I'm doing this, what you can expect to see here. Nothing is gonna change here. I will be recovering for a few weeks. So I will probably be vlogging as I recover. If that will be triggering to you, I completely understand. Maybe skip out to Vlogmas. I'm hoping to be recovered by Vlogmas. I was really excited that it kind of just fell in a way where I would be getting my surgery mid-November and recovered by December, because of Vlogmas, baby. And I'm really, really, really excited for Vlogmas. And I've had so much fear around announcing this because I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want to disappoint anyone.
That right there is that's just so sad. And I understand, with the things that she's been through, I can understand feeling that way, but it's wild that you getting a surgery for yourself to do something that you feel will make you happier or make you so you can have a child, right? Which is obviously a very big deal for her. And then you're afraid to tell the people that are following you because they might be disappointed in you. It's just like a Black Mirror episode. That's what it feels like to me.
I don't want anyone to think that they're not worthy because my body will be changing. And I mean, I've struggled with, for a long time, the gaining weight and like getting criticized online. And I really felt bad about myself for a while, and it's hard because I feel like I'm finally in a good place with my body in terms of my appearance, but I'm not in a good place with how I feel. And that's hard. And honestly, it's a weird limbo I'm in right now. It's a weird limbo when I'm filming this. Like, oh, I feel sick just even talking about all of it. I'm also very low energy because I'm on my pre-op diet and it's tiring. I don't know.
Yeah, those diets that you might not, the pre-op diets a lot of times, especially when you're really close to the surgery, like you're not eating anything, it's only liquids, I think, for a lot of the surgeries. So that's probably definitely very true. It's tough. Like even when I went to get, I'm going on a tangent, but even when they were telling me about the diet I had to go on to get my lap band, they're like, you might lose 30 pounds in this month before you get the surgery because of all the diet that you have to be on, blah blah blah. And I remember thinking to myself then, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. So it's a lot that goes into it. So that's why I'm confused, and that's why I think maybe she's just using the wrong words, because I'm sure her doctors and these people that she's working with have let her know, like, yo, getting this surgery is not going to fix everything. So it's like, I'm sure she knows that, but maybe she's just not explaining it very well. And so that's why I'm trying to sit here, and for anyone that might not watch her video and watches this, I want to make it very clear. Surgery does not equal results all the time. It doesn't, okay? All right.
No, it's just scary. It's scary to share this, and I really hope people understand where I'm coming from. Like, I always want to be your big sister role model who's bigger in size and confident, and I want you guys to feel that too. So I hope you guys will always remember that you're beautiful just as you are. But at the end of the day, it is your body, it's your choice what you want to do with it. And I gotta do this for me, to take care of me. I'm ready for change and to feel better. So I don't know. I don't know if I said everything I want to say. I've literally been thinking about this video for so long. So I will see you guys after my surgery. And I love you guys so very much. Always, 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 always. Okay.
So obviously that was probably, really hard for her to film, but it's really nice because, like, from what I saw, a lot of the comments were actually really positive. So again, like, I know that I'm being kind of critical. I'm not trying to be critical of her, but I'm just trying to share my thoughts. I hope that this goes well. I hope that this works out. I hope that this is the answer that you're looking for. I genuinely, really do hope that. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I hope this works. I'm not one of those people that will sit here and say, oh, if you got weight loss surgery, it doesn't count. If you did this thing, it doesn't count. I don't care about that stuff, okay? If someone wants to lose weight and they're able to find a way that helps them lose the weight in a sustainable way and keep it off for a long period of time for the rest of their lives, that's what I want. So if this is the thing for you, then I hope truly that it works out, and I hope that you are able to find peace and you are able to, find the life that you are looking for through this surgery. But again, I just want to make it clear that this surgery is not a silver bullet that will fix everything that's going on. It is just a surgery to help you lose pounds. And I think a lot of people treat it as something that's bigger than that. It can help, but it also sometimes doesn't always work. And so I just want her to be aware of that, but for anyone that might be watching. But those are my thoughts, and that's what I have to say.